Next is uses of the automation testing. So like you were saying, smoke, sanity, regression. So definitely, as manual testers are doing the same kind of testing, they, because this is something like a category for you. Like some test cases you are taking, and you are combining in a group, and you are calling that this group should be run at that particular phase of a testing. So we have given a name for that basically, right? So we can use and we can do that in automation testing also. So we can use in the functional testing. We can also create a smoke suit, and where we can add 4 to 5 main flows, end to end main flows. And we can run the smoke testing at the time of a build deployment to quickly verify that it's working or not. And we can run and divide in the regression testing. Data creation is there. See, sometimes what happens in the projects, like suppose there is a requirement of creating 100 of record test data, right? So in the table, so what you will do, if you will sit manually to create 100 of order, so it will take a lots of time. But if you run the same script 100 of time, so definitely you can create a lots of data that is required. So you can use it for creating the data creation as well. And for the build deployment verification, so like deployment is happened in one of the environment, and quickly you want to verify that it is deployed properly or not. So what you will do, just you will take a one order policy, I mean order one order, and you will run that particular one test case. If it is getting passed, it means deployment is successful for them. Because sometimes, many times, what happens, whenever they open the url or some navigate to some page, we will get the server error on the main page itself. So that if that kind of validation we can do with the help of automation testing, we can do the build deployment verification very quickly in that. So these are some main uses of
Rahul,
automation.
just one question, Rahul. Here, this build deployment verification is like kind of some smoke testing. Like we, as a being a tester, automation engineer, we will be doing it, or like DevOps people will be doing this build deployment verification.
See, deploy modification do by the no DevOps as well. And if there is no team, such kind of a big team for the DevOps, so in that case, testers also no do the build deployment verification, and we send the confirmation mail to the deployment team that it has been verified. And the another
Right.
question that you were saying, build verification and smoke. Deployment verification only just include the one main flow test case, and smoke testing includes more than one no test cases. Like it is a combination of 4 to 5 main transactions. Suppose I am working, in a insurance project, and in insurance project, so there are like 5 types of different flows or transactions are there, like creating a new policy, or and submission of the new policy, like we can renew the policy, right? Already created policy, that is a different flow. Endorsement is there some different flow. So there are 5 different flows. If all the 5 flows I am executing, that will be coming under a smoke testing. And if I will just only execute one test case, okay, like creating a new policy, because that is my main flow for the my business, and if I'm verifying that proper one test case flow, so it means I'm verifying the deployment verification in that case, because I have navigated to main flow every page of the main application, and it is working and opening for me. So deployment has been verified. Rest some positive or different transactions we can verify in the smoke testing.
Okay. No.
Got it. Yeah, so these are the some uses of our automation testing, and which test cases we should automate. Because now the question will come, there are hundreds of questions, and to whom we can give the priority, and which test case we can automate here. So the test cases which are high risk, because high risk in the respect of a business critical, so it should not impact to our business. Which test cases are impacting our business, because of that user or end user will not be able to perform the order, or some important transaction. So in that case we should automate those test cases which are at the high risk for us. Those should not be get impact. And the test cases that needs to be execute multiple of time, right? So in that case we should automate it, so that we can say the human manual effort in that case, because we will be writing only once and we can execute 100 of time. So definitely we can automate that kind of a test cases. And the test cases that are very tedious and difficult to perform manually, suppose there are some calculations are there, like calculating the formula for a product or something. So this is a very tedious task for the manual testers to again check that particular formula, and to calculate a product value and then to verify it. Every time he will not remember the different formulas for the different values, and it will be very tedious for the manual tester to do that. But if in the programming language we will write down that formula once only, and automatically it will calculate every time the correct value, and we don't have to remember and calculate the values for that. So such kind of test cases also we should automate for us. And the test cases which are time consuming, suppose there are some test case which is very long, like first you are creating the order, then you are editing the order, then you are deleting the order. So in that case you can also automate that kind of test case which are very long and the time consuming one. Okay.